Welcome to the Your Leadership Legacy podcast. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause, and I'm so excited to bring you this next podcast dedicated to you high performers out there who want to reinvent yourself, reinvent your business, maybe your career, all of it. This podcast is all about being dedicated to transformation and being the best possible leader of yourself and others that you can be in order to create a legacy that lives on. Welcome to Your Leadership Legacy. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause. I am the founder and CEO of True You Teams. And here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Your Leadership Legacy. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause, and I'm super excited today because I have one of my very, very bestest friends on, Krystal Jackson. She's a dear friend of mine. Hi, Krystal.
Hi, Tina. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited for everyone to get to know you. As we kind of kick it off, just why don't you give us a little bit of a background on who you are and all that good stuff.
Who am I? Such a great
Krystal
question,
Jackson,
right? Well, I'll tell you, I'm a leader, and I used to never believe I was a leader.
Yeah,
so I'll start it with that. My name's Krystal Jackson. I'm a mom, most importantly, a mom of 3. I have an 8, 6, and 1-year-old baby girl. And I'm looking at my kids out front of my house right now, just like hitting golf balls into the forest. So that's, if that makes sense. We live out in the country in Montana. I've been married.
As long as one doesn't like come through the window at you.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't. It might. I love it. They're just 2 boys and a girl, and an aggressive girl, a girl that wants to just keep up with her big brothers. So it's pretty fun. Yeah. I've been married to my husband, Curtis, 15 years, and actually going on being together 17 years. So he's my soulmate. He's the man that I believe I was put together with to create an incredible life with. And I mean, there's so much more. I played pro beach volleyball. I played college athletics for UCLA. And all those things led me to actually lose my identity. So once I stopped playing volleyball, I was really like, who am I? Right? I mean, I think we all hit that point sometime in our life. But I'd stopped playing volleyball, and that was me. Like, I mean, people related with me with like, hey, how's volleyball? And I didn't know how to relate with people. Then I became a mom, and then it was like the mom thing, and totally lost myself. And at one point didn't believe I was smart enough, good enough, or ever able to make money.
Yeah.
And, took leadership. When I found leadership and personal development, it was like, oh, I found myself. I found home again. Yeah. And been in that journey for the last 4 years nonstop. So,
yeah. You talk, what I love, you talk about ProMindset a lot. I know you have a whole keynote around it and all that kind of stuff. So tell us a little bit about where ProMindset came from and what that means to you.
Yeah, where that came from was just really looking at my life of what worked as a pro athlete and what worked to get myself to where I went in sports. So at 10 years old, I said to my mom, I said, Mom, I am going to play college athletics. And she's like looking at me like, what? I don't know what to do with this child. And by the way, it was my grandfather's celebration of life at our house. So here I'm just 10, one track mind. Like, I love sports. And I tell my mom that at 17, I committed to my dream school, UCLA. But there's one example of, I just knew what I wanted, and no one could tell me I couldn't do it. Even the people that were closest to me, my mom wanting to express her way of showing love of like, hey, let's look at some other schools. I'm like, no, I'm going to this school. I want to go to the best school. Yeah. Right. So that's like one example. Another example is I've had 3 home births, and I have had, crazy amount of people tell me there's no way you're going to do it. I had a Junior Seau, former, NFL player who's now obviously not with us. So rest in peace, Junior. I was fortunate to coach his daughter in volleyball, and we were at a volleyball tournament, and he's like, there's no way you're going to do a home birth. I'm going to bet you. I'm like, cool, bet me. By the way, if you
That's one way to get you to do something, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Like, you tell me I can't do something, and can we cuss on here?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yes.
I go, you fucking asshole. You don't know who I am. Right. But that's not to him. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not say that to Junior, but that's my inner dialogue because I'm like, no, you don't know who I am. And it's interesting. That's a conversation in itself of, is that good or is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
And I think how you use that energy, if it's going to inspire you, is really good. If it's going to be like, I wasn't doing it to just prove Junior wrong,
Right.
but
It's
it
about the intention.
inspired. Yeah, it inspired me. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, for some reason, if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, oh, no, yeah, I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then I even had an Olympian volleyball player that his name doesn't even matter, Brent, that I coached with. He was like, there's no way you're going to do it. But my mindset was this. So here's what I love to share with people is like, you got to close your back doors.
Mm.
So my mindset was, I have one option. I have option A, my first son, a home birth. Now, deep back there, deep back there, I did realize that, okay, if I need to, hold on one second. My son's, can we pause this for a second?
Just a second. On go.
Okay. So, you have to close your back doors. So in that situation of like a home birth, I knew my plan A was a home birth, no drugs. That was not an option, right? You don't have that option if you want, and no disrespect to anybody and how you choose your birth. That for me was actually one of the first times in my marriage where it was like, that was my power. Like I was sitting in a birthing class and I just turned to my husband. I'm like, we're having a home birth, so women listen to that, like listen to your intuition. That's what came up and I listened and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. Cause here's what happens. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say that was a power moment of like me. I mean, he did not even question it. And Curtis, he did not question it 1 second. He was like, okay, whatever you want.
Well, I mean, because I think what happens so often is when we feel that, because it was probably a feeling that you had, like, nope, this is just what it is. We feel that and we say it out loud to somebody. And a lot of the times you don't have somebody as supportive as your husband by you, right? And so all of a sudden you get the people saying, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. So that's when you start getting all the like pushed down. And so it's so important. I love how you're talking about, nope, this is what it is. And you just stood in that.
Yeah. So I want people to hear that when you want something and you're committed to it, no one can pull you down. And that really is, the ProMindset, right? It's like, nothing will stop me. Nothing will get in the way, right? Even my children, and I love them. My children are my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever use my children as my back door. And let me take that back. I have, of course, we all have. And I'm committed to not letting them be my back door. If that comes up, I see it and I'm like, oh, interesting. I want to use them as a back door. No. They're never my back door. They're my motivation, right? Mm-hmm. They're my inspiration. They keep talking. They want to go to Hawaii. Okay, great. Like they're my inspiration to keep pushing, maybe in a place where like, I want to go take a nap, but I have things to finish. Right. So I basically took, what did I learn in sports and apply it to life? Because remember, I couldn't see myself as a leader outside of sports. I couldn't see in the game of life that I was a leader. So I started implementing, what did I do in college? And before that worked for me. For me, it's getting out and moving my body. It sounds so simple, but for me, it's training for something. And that could be, my husband and I have done weightlifting competitions. I've done multiple half marathons. I've done a triathlon, like just races. It could be anything. It could be a 5K, you guys. It could be
just
walking.
The mindset of training.
The mindset of training. Like right now we're training. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm training for a 20-mile run on May 2nd. So I know this is going out on tomorrow, but like on May 2nd, I will do 20 miles and I'm actually not ready. I'm not ready, but here's what happens. And this is what happens with Kobe Bryant. This is what happens with Tom Brady. I've been saying this and then I heard them say it and I'm like, okay, wait, this is magic, right? There's a flip in your brain. There's a switch that you can turn on and you get to access that turn on switch, right? So it's like, it's game time and things shift. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. That's how athletes, when it starts, they're on.
Yeah. And how do you use that in life though? How do you get to flip that switch on all the time? So in my world, how Curtis and I run our life, it's like every day's practice. So every day we're getting up and we're practicing, and we talk about what works, what doesn't work in our life. Very leadership, right? What's working, what's not working. Even last night I went and I said, hey babe, I just need to talk. And I'm like, I just need to get out everything that's not working right now, so that we could shift it and turn into what is working. So there's, this is all leadership. We can be responsible or we can be a victim. We can blame others or be responsible, right? So it's just this opportunity of like, okay, I know what works for me and my mindset. And I'm hoping my inspiration through this is that someone's going to wake up and go, okay, I've never given myself that chance to see what I can do. When you go train for something or whatever it is, right? So remember, it could be a mile. It could be a marathon. I don't really care what you do.
It could be a 3-minute plank.
It could be a 5-minute plank, right? Tina's done that and enrolled us all to do it with her. Great enrollment skills, by the way. So it doesn't matter what you're training for. And hear me on this. There's a couple things. One, it is your soul's responsibility to move your body. Okay, so take a reality check. I'm going to be brutally honest with you right now. Go look yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and go, is this where I dreamed my body to be at whatever beautiful young age you are? I'm 30, I almost said 36, 38 years young. And give yourself a reality check. What are you pretending not to know about your body? And especially with coronavirus, right? Like we are facing something that if you have been ignoring your health, you're more at risk.
Yep.
Okay. So number one, check yourself. Okay.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what my daughter always says.
Exactly. But be honest. And there's no beat up in around it. It's like, okay, I look great. I'm super happy. Or, hey, I need to get stronger. Or I get to shift some things. So it's working, what's not working. But then you get to look within also at yourself on a soul level, right? Like, where are you in alignment and not in alignment? So whether it's your job, whether it's in a relationship with someone, whether it's just even start with your relationship with yourself. Because I believe our mission every single day is for us to become the best version of us. That's why I say my husband and I, it's practice.
Yeah.
And then guess what? There's days that it's game day for us. So like we have an event coming up here with the company that we work with, Hardcore Business, and it's a 4-day event. So we literally, this is so funny. This is how our brains work. Okay. So everybody just play with me here.
Yeah.
I go put on my UCLA shirt. I should go get my jersey. That would be fun. I have a gold jersey. Curtis puts on his he went to Long Beach State. He puts on his Long Beach jersey. That's awesome. We literally say to each other, it's game day. So now we've raised the level of expectations, but you can do that for anything. It's raising a level of expectations of what your house looks like, what your body looks like, what you're eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your personal leadership, people. It is the best gift you could give back to the world. It is the only gift that we're called to give back to, really.
Yeah. So I love where you're going with this, because I know that all day long, every day, you pour into people. It's just who you are. And so we're in the virus. We've got this going on. Not everybody was prepared for the virus, right? You were talking about health-wise and stuff like that. So what is the biggest challenge that you're seeing right now with people that you're talking to in their mindset of being able to just like in a healthy way get through this?
The biggest challenge is just, it's so much fear. They're just living, and that's going to be very blanket. I'm going to dive deeper into that, but they're choosing to live in fear versus living into faith.
Yeah.
And so that's one, let's talk about that for a second, right?
Okay.
How many times have you lived in fear and it's actually worked out for you?
Not very many.
Doesn't, right? It doesn't work.
No.
Or when I say that, like your fear of whatever you thought was going to happen happens. Right? So what we put our intention and mindset into happens.
Right. We create it. We manifest it.
You guys, we are incredible manifestors. I'm an incredible manifester. I've manifested so many things in my life that I wanted to happen and didn't want to happen.
I know, right? Yeah.
I literally said to Curtis when we moved into a new house in San Diego, we moved into a new gym. So we owned a gym. I forgot to tell you guys, my husband and I owned a gym. We moved into a gym and we moved into a new house. And so our overhead just doubled. Okay. And I said to him, I'm like, well, worst case scenario, babe, we can just live in the gym. Okay.
That's what happened.
That manifestation happened, you guys. We lived in our gym for 6 months with a newborn. And we did whatever we needed to do, which to be honest, I actually never wanted people to hear, but I'm sharing that with someone because I know there's someone out there right now that's living in their gym, their office, because they're trying to make, that are making ends meet. Their car. Sorry, I think you are. Yeah, their car. Yeah. That you're doing whatever it takes. So do not shy away from this moment right now, because that hard moment is building you. Mm-hmm. You guys, I had a newborn. And I'm like, all right, how can I make this adventure with 3 kids and a newborn? And this was not that long ago. But rather than being afraid of that, mm-hmm. I'm sharing it to inspire that hard moment, our life has transitioned because I chose to live in the faith mm-hmm. that the perfect person and the perfect buyer at the perfect time for the perfect amount is going to buy our gym. Mm-hmm. Or whoever, like whatever the scenario is, like you got to live in the faith and the unknown, the trust, the surrender, all those words, bundle them up. That is the hardest place to live. But when you can be there, your world is your oyster.
Yeah. And I watched you live through that. Like I stood by your side as you were going through that time at the gym. And one of the things that, when I think of Krystal Jackson, one of the things I think of is like queen of possibilities. Cause you are like, I don't even know for sure how to have this conversation with you right now. Cause Ryan's not there. Right. Cause you like, with a brand new baby, nothing stops you. You find a way, you find possibility in areas where other people would give up and walk away. And so I want you to talk a little bit about that and how you built that muscle. Cause I know that that's a muscle.
Gosh, that's so interesting. Thank you. First of all, I hear you. I love I am the queen of possibilities. I own that because here's what I'm going to share what it takes first. Mm-hmm. It takes a willingness. It takes you trusting yourself. It takes a mindset. And I've always been this way. So it's really interesting. This is just who I am. Yep. And what I believe personal development and leadership has done is skyrocketed it. Mm. Right. So I've always been that kid that was happy and like friends with everybody. Everybody's my best friend. Right. Oh, I'm having a birthday party, my sweet 16. Everybody's invited. Right.
Yeah.
And I say that because I always see the possibility in the person in front of me, no matter what. I don't care if you're homeless. Do I have fears? Yes, there's fears that still come up, but like, no matter who's in front of me, I can always learn something from that person. Right. My 1-year-old teaches me every single day. Okay. Yeah. So how do you build that muscle though?
Yeah. Right.
Well, I made a decision. Makes me almost want to tear up a little bit. Mm-hmm. I made a decision because I realized when I was just talking to you guys about faith and fear, I made a decision one day, and I choose not to remember what day exactly it was. And I said, this shit's not working for me. Mm. I was like, I'm scared. I'm money scared. I'm scared. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
Right. Everything. And I'm like,
think about how many people live in that every single day. Right.
And I always had a positive outlook. So I had a positive outlook and still scared. So I know that there's someone even right now listening going, I'm scared and I have a negative outlook. Yeah. I made a conscious choice to go, you know what? I'm going to step into this possibility land. It's a land. It's like our dear friend Judith talks about, a blanket field in front of us. I think of like standing on top of a mountain and like sparkly field out in front of us, because that works for me. So I rather live in that space and practice that and go, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be amazing? So here are the words. Wouldn't it be amazing if blah, 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 blah. So even the other day I wrote in my journal, I said, today I'm going to manifest someone giving me a present. And Curtis went to the store. By the way, he's bought me flowers maybe like 5 times in 15 years, you guys.
Well, he gets to pick that up a little.
Sorry, 17 years of being together. Yeah, I know. He's got to pick it up a little bit, right? And so hear me. I don't even know the last time I got flowers. And I thought to myself, I'm like, gosh, that'd be awesome. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if he just came back with flowers? No joke. He comes back with flowers. So it's not that simple, but it's a muscle. It's just like going out and training. And that's why I'm going to always tie it back to your training, because your training gets you uncomfortable, Tina. You've been through it. Like the training gets you uncomfortable, and you get to go places that you didn't know was possible. You get to see who you are and who you're made up of. That is why you're here. I'm going to keep drilling that point in. Like that is the purpose of life, is for us to figure out who is that person to inspire and impact others.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's coaching. For some people, it's a podcast. For some people, it's a service, right? Like massage envy. I don't know why that just came up, but someone thought of massage envy and how amazing you could pay $50 a month and get unlimited massages or something like that.
Yeah.
So, or McDonald's, like, I don't even like McDonald's, but you know what I'm saying?
I can't even believe that word even just came out of your mouth.
I can't believe I said McDonald's, but for some person that works. Like that is a godsend for them.
Yes.
So it's really like living in that world of like, wouldn't it be amazing? Or what if? So here's my assignment for everybody. Okay. Now, typically people go into the what if land negative. Oh my God, what if this, what if that, what if that? And it's all doomsday. Yeah. And I love this. I love coaching into this. Like my gift for you today is go take a bubble bath or go on a walk. Like it's going to pour here. I'm so excited to get outside and just be in the rain, like go run in the rain. Like, yeah, like just do something silly like you do like as a kid, right? And I want you to go into dream space because I'm giving you full permission. And you're going to write what if and a big heart and put what if in the middle and just start putting on there your what if. So yes, it's a vision board if you want to look at it like that, but I'm giving you pen to paper, which to me is that it's done. Yeah. It is done now when we go pen to paper, right? But give yourself the opportunity of like, what if I could meet the man of my dreams? So my husband, I started like, I was every day just pray that for me, it's God. So God, Spirit, Universe, whoever it is for everybody in your audience. For me, it was God. It was like, God, I pray that you and I, or that, that I meet my husband at the perfect time for both of us. 2 months later, I met my husband. I knew it was him. Like that was it. Yeah. You know, so the possibilities, like that's living in the world of not just positive, but it's living in a world of what if possibilities. Like everything's possible.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
Everything is possible. And I think so often we get stuck. Like when we don't see what that possibility is, we like just automatically turn it off. And what I think you do so amazing and so wonderful is you don't stop. You just keep going and you'll keep going on it until you have an answer, right? Like, no, there's an answer here.
That is very true. And it's like drives my kids crazy sometimes because they're like, I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, dude, we've only like gotten like one solution. Like, come on, we got like 2, 3, 10 more. And they're just like, mom, you know?
Mom, yeah.
Have fun with that. You know, like there's always a way if you're willing. And I started it with that. You get to be willing. And it's a choice that I made. Yeah. Not even like at a young age. And then as an adult, it was a choice. I'm sorry. My computer's beeping and it's brand new. I don't know what it's doing.
Brand new one. So no big deal. That's fine. So one of the last questions that I always ask everybody on the podcast, Krystal, is the name of the podcast is obviously Your Leadership Legacy. And so I know what you are up to in this world, but not everybody that's listening does. So I want you just to talk a little bit about what your leadership legacy looks like and what you aspire to leave.
Yeah. Don't make me tear up. I know I'm here. I was born to inspire people. And I know that in a deep rooted, like grounded, that is my job here, is to inspire people. And on a deeper level than that is actually in your relationships with your family, with your spouse, with partners. You know, I don't know what it looks like yet, but my husband and I are very involved in a company that we absolutely love, and we pour our heart and soul over there. And we're actually starting to let people into our life, me and Curtis. And how do we get to show our way of being of our life to inspire others?
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it's
Totally
not a
makes sense.
program or
You guys are
anything.
super inspirational. What you
Yeah,
have created and what you are creating is super inspirational. I mean,
thank
I
you.
look at you guys as a family unit,
Yeah.
right? Like so I look at you individually and how you have this pro mindset and how strong you are, but then right alongside you, you've got this amazing partner that's building that with you. And you guys are really, like, I've watched you instill this mindset and this life into your kids. And it's just really, really a beautiful thing to watch. So I want to acknowledge you for that, because it really is.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're excited to share that gift with the world. I mean, just through like our Instagram, you know what I mean? Like something so simple, but it's really like, how do you get to have it all in your marriage? So how do parents get to have it all? They get to have the financial freedom. They get to have the perfect health. Like my husband and I go work out together somehow with 3 kids. We figure it out, you know? How do you still get to have the passion? Like here we are 15 years later, being married and together 17, and not joking, the best sex we've ever had, the biggest connection, and we're still learning about each other. And I'm sharing that, like me, I mean, you know, I've shared, like Chris and I've had some of the hardest conversations in the last 3 months.
Right. Because you're getting to that level of your relationship. Like, it's so cool because, as you know, when we think about relationships and we think about diving deep into relationships, the deeper you go, the more trust there is and the more intimacy there is. And those conversations get deeper, like they get deeper and, you know, and it just, I've watched you guys grow your relationship just in the time that I've known you. And yeah, you guys go deep and it's amazing.
We go deep, and I'm going to share that the truth and honesty sets you free. You know?
So
and there was nothing that we needed to hide from each other. And there was the areas in our life that we were choosing not to look at.
Right.
Choosing not to talk about because it was uncomfortable.
Right.
And we've just like, we dive right in. And now, you know, it's like so beautiful. Like I feel closer to him than ever. And why wouldn't I want that? He's my husband. I made it very clear with him, I'm getting married once, just so you know, buddy. So if this is it, then this is it. Like we'll work through anything. And we've had our moments. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
We've had our moments. We get to work through having 3 kids. How do we get to have our time together with 3 kids home right now? And you get to figure it out. So for us, we talk, used to be 5 a.m. Now it's 6 a.m. Sorry. Then it was 6 a.m. and now it's 7 a.m. just because the way our schedules are shifting.
Yeah.
So we talk every morning at 7 a.m. And so we talk about our relationship, we talk about our kids, and then we talk about what we're up to in the world. And there's something that you have, your audience, the person that's hearing this, there's something that you have that everybody needs to hear. So if you're sitting there going, I don't know if I could do it, just stop that story. Like just stop it.
The total
story. Total bullshit story. Just stop that. And just start by giving through Instagram and Facebook, but just by inspiring people.
Or just picking up the phone and calling to check on somebody, right? Like just start focusing out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just get over your shit. I wish I would have learned that so long ago. Like the gift of leadership is get over yourself and give.
Yeah. That's really as simple as that, isn't it? It really kind of is if you think about it.
Summed it up for you, Tina. There you go.
Awesome. Beautiful. So tell us where people can find you, Krystal.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So you can find me on my Instagram. It's called the Fit and Free Family. So I'll send you the link to that. So you'll see, we'll start posting stuff on there. And then I also have a free gift, and all it is a 3-part training series that I did like on my iPhone, like nothing fancy. And maybe, I think one of them is like after a workout too, of how to commit to yourself. Because really what this whole thing we've been talking about is when you commit to you, becoming the best version of you, everything in your world will work out. And you're going to have challenges. But again, when you're committed and your back doors closed, you will find your results. I say when you get rid of your butts.
Yeah.
So everybody has their like, yeah, I want to do this, but like cut the butt, like literally physically and verbally cut the butt.
But I'm going to name this interview, Cut the Butt.
Cut the butt. There you go. Thank you. First of all, Tina, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste, sweetheart.
Teaching from our dear friend Judith.
Judith, right? Can you imagine if everybody started doing this? Let's do a plug for that. So here's what Judith suggested. So since we can't hug, and I'm a hugger, Krystal's a hugger, we're all huggers, right? Since we can't touch and hug anymore, and who knows, I think even moving forward after the pandemic, that's probably stuff is going to change with that, right? Like the fist bump and the elbow bump, like it just doesn't do it for me. So namaste. And when we say namaste to each other, it means the light in me honors the light in you. You said it a little bit differently. What did you say?
I said the light in me sees the light in you, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
But I actually want to bring that up real quick. I have a video I've already recorded. I just haven't posted it. So I'm going to post it on my Instagram page.
Perfect.
So, and it literally is a picture of me going like this. And so I'm going to put a cool post, and what I'm going to invite your viewers to do is go follow me on Instagram. And then I want you to post a picture of yourself doing namaste and tag 5 friends. And let's see where we can share this love in the world.
Yes.
Because seriously, that's what it's going to take. And let's just also talk about, we are wearing masks now. I'm smiling at someone at the store and I'm like, they can't see my smile. Yeah, like you can't see your smile. So guess what? Like this is a sign of honoring someone, of showing respect, showing love, whether you know them or not. But let's just go soul to soul. Like that person matters in front of you. And we get to spread that right now.
We do. I love that. Namaste, sweetheart. I want to acknowledge you for being on. I love you. You're one of my favorite people on the planet. You are a powerhouse. You just bring so much light and so much love to everyone you touch. You're a powerful coach beyond measure. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you. I love you, Tina. And thank you for doing this. Thank you for rising up and getting out of Tina's way and just doing it.
Yeah, you know all about that with Tina's way.
Yeah, but it took you having courage to go someplace where it was uncomfortable. Yeah, for all of us.
Yeah,
right?
What it is. Yeah, absolutely. All right. That ends this episode. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause, and I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Check out our programs and events at trueyouteams.com. And until next time, make it an amazing day.